As part of the Co-Innovate program, a recent survey carried out by Brunel University in partnership with Middlesex University and Continuous Improvement Projects, who are a London-based SME, surveyed 16 different industries. The findings demonstrated that post-COVID, businesses strive towards efficiencies and productivity, digitalization and sustainability. We've all experienced the immediate challenges that COVID presented. Our focus was on sustaining business operations. Long-term post-COVID challenges will present different changes to our businesses, but also new opportunities. With the adaptation of digital working, these opportunities include expanding into international markets. You will hear from a number of London-based businesses who have joined the Co-Innovate program and are currently collaborating with Brunel academics and students. These businesses have demonstrated their resilience to continue to innovate, not just in the UK, but across international markets. I will now hand over to Monamita Nandi to introduce the first business. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ganam. So before introducing our esteemed speaker, I would like to thank the Co-Innovate team, the college event team, Heather's team, and colleagues and students for their continuous support to organize such international event. So please feel free to share your feedback with us so that we can incorporate changes if required in our upcoming events. And if you have not registered for our next international event, please feel free to register as soon as possible. We still got some spaces there, and where we will have an interactive session with a senior researcher from the International Labour Organization. Now, let me introduce our today's speaker. So Nina Al-Sori is a founder and CEO of the X0PA AI Private Limited. Nina comes from an engineering background with a degree in electronics and telecommunication and has been managing and running businesses in the HR space for more than 20 years now. So Nina had originally founded an executive search company called Nastrac Group back in 1997, which she successfully ran for 20 years. It was through this venture that she realized the inefficiencies and subjectivity of traditional hiring processes, and thus decided to pivot to an AI and ML-based platform with X0PA AI in 2017. Since then, Nina has grown this company and have launched 5 successful products and has built a presence across 4 regions, namely Singapore, where is their headquarters, India, UK, and more recently UAE. So hopefully you will enjoy the session and feel free to use the chat function for any question. We will pick up some of your questions if the time permits at the end of the talk. Thank you. Now I would request Nina to give a nice presentation to us and give us some insight about the current market requirements and what's going on with hiring process and how AI could be helpful. Thank you, Nina, for your time.
Thanks, Monamita, and I am so delighted to be here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you all. I'm told we have a mixed audience today, including students, businesses, and staff members and faculty. So I've tried to weave a story to kind of address all sectors, and I will take you through, through transition, through technology, the latest technology, the future of hiring, and the future of work, along with some practical guidance to the students on how do we demystify, job hunting in today's time. So I hope to have an interactive session. You have 40 minutes or so with me, and then a Q&A after that. So I look forward to some really challenging questions, and let's demystify and take it from there. So let me share my screen. Monamita, you can see the screen?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Great. Okay. So Mono's been very, very kind to give an introduction about me. So I'm not going to spend too much time on myself. I'm an entrepreneur and a fairly chronic entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. I worked for a couple of large companies, including ICL. And then I decided it wasn't really for me. So I've been in the HR tech and the tech space now for a very long time. Won a few awards over the years, and I really relate to this topic because, like many of you, my son just graduated. So I hope I can put some practical guidance to this discussion, and help as much as I possibly can with any knowledge that I have. So a little bit about the company. And this also, this also might appeal to some of the businesses that are on this discussion today, because we're talking about the modernization in hiring, the modernization in work, how it has dramatically changed. And if we thought it was going fast, not fast enough, I mean, COVID has given it a shot in the arm. People have accelerated, companies had to accelerate and pivot very quickly to adapt to the new normal. So ZOPA, as we call it, ZOPA came from the ethos of removing subjectivity from hiring. We've had industrial revolutions, 1, 2, 3, 4, come and go. Hiring still remains a very, very subjective process. And so the aim was, how do we remove the biases? How do we remove the subjectivity to make it an accurate, fair, and unbiased selection for the good of everyone, for the best match between the company and the employee. So that's how ZOPA was formed. Um, we just very quickly, we partnered with some very key partners, including Microsoft, which is a very close partner of ours, and a few others, including Oracle, SAP. We work with governments. We've done a lot of work with the Singapore government. We work with large and small enterprises, and we do a lot of work with academia as well. To help in that entire recruitment, matching, and unbiased and objective hiring. Um, there are 6 main products that ZOPA has: AI Recruiter, Room, which is a video assessment platform, AI-enabled chatbot, virtual career fairs, which has become very popular in this climate, microsites, and AI for academia. Now, there's a reason I am talking about these products, because I'm using ZOPA as an example of technology of today, which is being used in the marketplace and has shifted the way things are being done. So the real estate is no longer the brick and mortar office. It's the cloud. It's the online. It's a digital platform. So it's really important to kind of also understand what are the products that companies use for hiring. So if you understand that, kind of working towards it and making sure you make a success of your job search is that much more easy. So let's demystify a lot of these products. So I don't want to give I'm going to give you a 3-minute video which very quickly summarizes on what is the future of hiring, how are these products used. So I'm going to just skip into a video very short so that you have a context to what I'm trying to explain here.
Historically, recruiting has been a subjective process. With the advent of big data and data science, ZOPA has transformed the art of hiring into a science. The conventional way of hiring includes sifting through hundreds of CVs, missing out on quality hires owing to human error and implicit bias, and not forgetting the time, money, and resources spent. ZOPA AI is an intelligent applicant tracking system that uses advanced algorithms, machine learning, and workforce analytics to revolutionize your hiring process. ZOPA helps you create a high-quality talent pool by consolidating all your incoming resumes from job postings, your company career site, job boards, or anywhere else into one common repository. Zopa's AI can help you discover the best suited candidates from this pool in a matter of seconds. Zopa has an amazing candidate management platform that helps you manage them well and keep them always engaged without any additional costly process. Zopa AI's predictive analytics can help you predict if a candidate is best suited for that job and a good cultural fit for your organization. Zopa's patented algorithms help you predict retention probability of the candidate as well as chances of them performing in the role even before you start the hiring process, hence augmenting your pre-screening effectively. Let's show you how this works. Push your job description into Zopa. Push the CVs you want to check, or then instruct Zopa to check your talent pool. And in seconds, you have a list of the best suited candidates. The amazing workflow of Zopa then helps you efficiently manage your hiring process, such as video interview with video analytics, smart scheduler, smart email and notifications, integration with Microsoft Teams and Zoom, and provides reports and analytics back to you to help you with complete feedback on your process and outcomes. Using Zopa's proprietary workforce analytics solution, Zopa uses big data and its algorithmic platform to learn from its hiring. Zopa can work standalone or can plug into your existing HRIS or ATS system through its open APIs. Zopa has a lightweight mini ATS for organizations not looking to deploy a full-fledged ATS system. The mini ATS sits on top of LinkedIn to make working on LinkedIn seamless, as well as gives you functionalities of an applicant tracking system, including posting jobs, importing jobs from LinkedIn or other job portals, finding matches for your jobs, or then cloning the perfect candidate to find similar profiles on LinkedIn. Zopa is committed to maximizing objectivity in hiring and help its clients save time, money, and most importantly, hire right. Welcome to the future of work. Join the Zopa revolution.
Right. Okay. So now there's a reason why I showed that about the product. So as we know, the digital transformation in hiring is absolutely changing very, very rapidly. Now, this is what is happening on the other side of the table. So if you are a graduate or an employee who's looking for your next role, we need to understand what are you up against so that you hack it and make it a really, really successful process. So let's see what do we need to do. So just let's also understand what is happening today. What is the impact of COVID on hiring? A lot of this is very
Nina,
obvious.
can I stop you here? Sorry, Nina. Actually, when you were playing the video, we cannot see the video. Okay, so we can only hear. I wrote to all the participants that when we will share, they can get the link and they can watch the video for sure. But it would be great if you could kindly brief what was there in the video before you move on with your next slide, please.
Sure, Mono. And can I also add that I'll be happy to share this deck with everyone, so they need not make notes or take screenshots.
Yeah.
I will be more than happy to share this with everybody. So
thank you very much. Yeah,
pleasure,
we will do like that. Thank you.
Okay, so in a nutshell, what you saw in the video was all about the new way of hiring, the use of data science, the use of scientific tools, use of artificial intelligence, use of technology to make intelligent decisions. So it's no longer a person on the other side or a recruiter necessarily on the other side that is screening resumes. So you need to understand how hiring is being done today so that you know how to approach it. And I hope I can give you some practical steps out there. The other thing that the video was talking about was about companies wanting to save time and money when hiring, because hiring is a very time consuming and a resource hungry process. So tools like this are being deployed by companies once again to hire at scale. So now that we understand what are the tools that are being used, we will be in a better position to approach the employment, keeping that in mind so that you're not blindsided to the way hiring is being done today. The next, what I also wanted to kind of I would say everybody knows what the impact of COVID is, but it's important to understand what are we up against, what is happening today in terms of the market and the economics, so that again, we are cognizant of that and we bring it into our planning when looking at the employment market. So clearly, job markets are down. There's been almost a 42% decline in the grad hiring in the market. More than 30% offers have been withdrawn or went on hold. So there are, Britain being one of the big countries impacted, Britain, India, Netherlands, and so on. And unfortunately, the analysts feel that this is going to continue into 2021. So we need to be prepared. So I'm just kind of sharing this about ecosystem, and I'm not here to depress you. I'm hopefully going to give you some positive, suggestions on how you can deal with this. So moving forward, again, I don't want to stress too much about it, but of course, there's a huge economic impact, and we need to be cognizant about that. On young adults, 1 in 6 young adults have stopped working. There are more than 305 million jobs effectively, if you look at the number of hours lost. So it's a huge, huge, huge impact. And so let's take all of that into consideration and plan how we can deal with this and come out of it positively. So it's also very important to know who's hiring. Anybody who's making money is hiring. That's the bottom line. So if the bottom line is positive, they are hiring. So if you look at the winners and the losers, the worst hit industries, clearly arts, theater, musical shows, and so on. Arts is the worst hit market. Retail, hospitality, travel, accommodation, some of the top losers. But there are companies who are still hiring. So IT and tech, healthcare, social causes, finance, law, marketing. So it's important to know who do you need to target so that you get a better outcome to your job search. So how do you navigate forward for positive results, and how do you make your job, your search for employment, and for your career building? How do you navigate through all of these all these challenges in the market? So let's just understand, it's not just about grads, but I think let's understand what are businesses looking what do they want in graduates or in their future employees. And this is also, once again, just a recap. It's really important to be cognizant of this because a lot of this impacts on the way you handle your interviews, the way you discuss with the client, and so on. So adaptability. How soon can you adapt? How flexible are you? How quickly can you kind of make that switch? If there is a crisis, how quickly do you kind of switch on, switch off, and move on? Commercial awareness. How savvy are you? How aware are you of what's going on in the market, both from the commercial point of view, businesses, so something that I would encourage everybody to be, to read and be aware, because it's something that businesses are very, very particular about. Interpersonal skills, time management, so key. Working from home, working remotely, how do you prioritize? How do you manage your time? What is your confidence level to work independently? How self-aware are you? What is your decision making? Of course, ability to work remotely and be self-reliant, your initiative, emotional intelligence, communication and presentation, problem solving, analytical thinking, creativity, innovation, and learning agility and leadership. So again, these slides are coming to you, so don't worry about making notes, but hopefully this kind of tells you all the soft skills that companies are relying on. And if I were to pick the top 3, obviously adaptability, self-reliance, time management, critical thinking, very, very key to what businesses want. And most of the questions around the interviews are going to be searching for these skills in their future employees. So what's going to happen? So you've seen the video. Unfortunately, you couldn't see it, but just you got a sense of the new way of hiring, the future of hiring, which is actually how companies are hiring today. So what does it mean to you in a nutshell? You'll probably be talking to a bot at some point of time. Your resume is likely to be screened by an AI. So bear in mind, you're not being shortlisted for you as a person. It is your CV that is getting shortlisted. So that's a big shift, right? So if you get a rejection or you don't get accepted, it is not a personal thing. It's just the way the CVs get shortlisted in the modern times. Your initial rounds are probably going to be virtual. You're likely to go through online assessments and psychometrics. So what do we do? Let's start with the step one, your resume, your profile. This is what showcases you to the company. Now, the first step, obviously, in getting hired is to get that foot in the door. You need to get that foot in the door, get that interview so that you can then showcase who you are. So how do we go forward? So create a resume that works. Polish it for the bots. What does that mean? Do not use too many images. Keep it very, very simple and structured. I don't encourage people using a lot of complicated formatting. It's not going to be helpful. Include links. You need to put in everything that showcases you. If you've done some work, you've got links, you've got videos, you are now your brand. You need to put yourself in the best light out there. You need to get that foot in the door. Clean formatting, no typos, nothing more off-putting. I've been in the recruitment business now for 25 years, and I'm sorry to say that typos can be a huge put off. So be careful, have a clean format, no typos. Craft compelling summary so that at a straight shot you get the attention, and the reader is compelled to read more than just the summary. Add projects, elaborate impact. Don't forget your extracurricular activities. Trust me, AI take into consideration not just what you have studied or what schools you've gone to, or it takes into account your hobbies, your extracurricular activities. What is the social impact work that are you concerned with the global concerns and so on. So showcase and build a resume which can shine in the crowd. So step two, marketing has now become a very, very important key, so to say, subject, not just for companies, but also as an individual. You need to build your brand. You are your brand, and this is really key in today's current environment. So keep your digital presence clean and build it. Work on it like you would do your project, like you would do your school assignment. Work on it, showcase your talent, network effectively on social media. Now, I'm not referring to Facebook, obviously, or just social friendly media. I'm talking about using social media smartly, intelligently for building your professional network. Like it or not, LinkedIn is an important place, and it's not just what meets the eye on LinkedIn. LinkedIn can be very, very effective. You need to kind of take some time to understand, perhaps look up your alumni, look up your, other connections, your network. So you need to put in some time to build your personal branding, your connections, your network as you go forward. Very key. Now, we are talking about upskilling. We're talking about skilling for the future. There cannot be a better time than now to do online courses and training. There are multiple courses which are being conducted. I know Brunel is doing a lot of other universities within UK or US. I mean, you now have the world on your computer. So take the advantage, sign up for online courses, upskill, upskill, upskill. Webinars, they're great. So first of all, like today, a lot of you, I see 112 of you have joined together. So this is a great first step. Webinars are fantastic. Get different perspectives, listen to different views, and invest some time in attending the webinars. You now have the international market in front of you. You can reach out to any event which you either want to build a skill on or which interests you. So take advantage of that. Right. Step number 3, the search. Now you've built a resume. You understand the market that you are operating in. You know the challenges of COVID. You know how companies are thinking now and how they are hiring. So we now want to make sure that we have all the ammunition, all the tools. We've got the resume. How do we plan the search? So this is something that you don't just do it ad hoc. It's something that you must sit down and plan it well. Diversify the range of companies and roles you want to explore. We know that it's a tight market. From a very candidate driven market, it has very suddenly turned into an employer driven market. So diversify the range, spread the net wider. Skill-based approach to job hunting. This is very key, and COVID 2020 has suddenly turned the way companies hire. Most of the jobs are very, very skill-based. What do you bring to the table? And it doesn't mean just an AI skill or a mathematical skill. It's also about your leadership skill, your communication skill, your skills to be able to present and do pitches. I mean, so you have to be very, very clear that companies will want to look at what skills you bring to the table. Choose jobs that build skills for the future. You don't want to land into a job and then after a few months realize that it is becoming redundant. So think of the future, be aware of where the market is going, where the economics are turning, and build and choose a job that will help you down the line. I mean, like it or not, 86% of employers don't focus on the courses or majors that you are doing. So stay open. And I'm a big example out here. I studied electronics engineering, but I spent most of my initial career in sales. I then became an entrepreneur in HR. And now, of course, I'm using some of my engineering with AI and data science. But that's life is all about keeping an open mind and being flexible and adapting to the situation in front of you. So keep an open mind also to short-term, interim, temp and contract work. In the current times, everything adds experience to your profile. Everything counts. So it's better to do something than not to do, not, while you're waiting for that dream job. So that's my view. So step 4, we now need to, where do we find these opportunities? So who's hiring? How do we find them? And so recruitment agencies, there are companies who specialize in grad hiring as well. LinkedIn, I mean, this is my absolute favorite. And, as we're going more and more digital, I still want to stress that there is more to LinkedIn than meets the eyes. So take your time to study it. See, there are groups on LinkedIn. There are so much happening on LinkedIn that you can actually use it as a step towards finding more opportunities. Glassdoor, there are job portals out there, Indeed and Monster and so on. There are some that we probably overlook, and these are your speculative opportunities. These, look at business parks, uh, I'm not saying go physically, but find a digital tenant directory, and at one shot you could probably have 300-400 companies who are located there. Look at those. Look at associations, British Chamber of Commerce, American Chamber of Commerce, any association. There are tons out there. So you really need to kind of look at. So we call it the hubs. If you get into the hubs instead of going to the spoke, you cover so much more ground by looking at these. LinkedIn groups. I don't know how many of you are aware that LinkedIn has a lot of groups. There are probably thousands and thousands of groups. So look at LinkedIn groups that can probably help you to become part of, become a member of, and also help you with the job search. alumni. I mean, your alumni are very, very key to your job search, whether it is a connection on LinkedIn or it's actually reaching out to your alumni in your preferred company. So virtual career fairs, a lot of them happening. And I want to give you a very, very shocking statistics when it comes to finding opportunities. 70 to 80% of jobs are not advertised. So what we are all fighting for in all of these, the list that I've given you, are only 20% of the jobs. So there are 80% jobs sitting out there which are not advertised. So you need to have a plan, you need to research, you need to apply, and you need to follow up. So it has to be like a college project where you plan, you research, and you really see it through. So just shooting out CVs on post advertised is not the only source. There is a lot of other opportunities that are available for you out there. Okay, now you've done your search. You've probably now going to be invited for an interview. Given if you've got a foot in the door, the last thing you want to do is to lose it now. So the worst is over, right? You've got your foot in the door, you've got an interview. How do you crack it? How do you make sure that you are now putting the best out of you? I want to kind of just show you a video here of how interviews are done in today's time. So you understand what are you up? I mean, what is it that you are going to be up, how are you going to be interviewed? Sorry, Mono, can I request you to play the video, because I believe last time it did not play. Was that right?
Yeah,
Shall I try again?
You can share your that browser where you are playing the video.
Ah, okay, I get it. Okay.
So let's try like that way.
A pre-screening tool that helps you scale your hiring. Introducing
No, we can't
Zopa
see,
Room,
Nina.
AI-enabled on-demand video interviewing platform. It makes video interviewing.
No, we can't see. If you stop sharing this one and go to your browser.
And share that. Got it.
No, it's still, I can see your slides.
Bear with me. Sorry, bear with me. I'm trying.
Sure. Did you click at the bottom, share screen, stop sharing?
Yes, I have done that, and I will share my screen now.
In today's competitive recruitment landscape, faster time to fill is a serious challenge for recruiters. Our solution, SOPA Room, an AI-enabled on-demand video interview assessment platform digitally transforming the recruitment space. Rooms
now you can play from the beginning, Nina. Yeah, it's working.
Scalability in today's competitive recruitment landscape. Faster time to fill is a serious challenge for recruiters. Our solution, SOPA Room, an AI-enabled on-demand video interviewing and assessment platform digitally transforming the recruitment space. Room's inbuilt smart automation enhances efficiency and scalability in your hiring processes. Here's how it works. Use hybrid assessments in the form of video, text, and multiple choice questions. Modify them to suit your assessment needs. Set deadlines and time parameters for candidate assessments and give them the option to retake their video responses. Select questions from a question bank that can be shared across your company. Scale your hiring by adding and assessing several candidates at once. Candidates can easily get started with the click of a button and ensure their privacy through a secured one-time password login. Authenticity of the candidate responses is also ensured through Room's proctoring and anti-cheat capabilities. Our automated scoring, ranking, and pass-fail result feature make it easier to assess your candidates. Assessing candidates holistically is also possible with Room's enhanced AI-enabled transcripts and content analytics such as emotion and tone analytics. Enhance collaboration and transparency among your hiring team through Room's multi-reviewer capabilities, and customize Room's assessments to your corporate branding and language requirements. Customers of Room have seen a decrease of up to 45% in time to fill and enhanced quality of hires and interview to hire ratios. Start hiring better and more efficiently through Room. Sign up today at room.zopa.ai to get 25 free credits.
Right. That was not to overwhelm you. That was just to show you what are you going to be probably facing when you are asked to interview. So it's important to be prepared for that. Let me go back to my slides. So you know what's happening on the other end, and if you prepare well, then you're ready to crack that interview. Right. Give me a minute. Right. Okay. So you've got that precious interview. You want to make sure that you crack it. So how do we crack that interview? So clearly prepare, get to know the company, get to know the people who are probably going to be interviewing you, get familiar with the platform that they're going to use. You're probably going to be getting a link. So try and understand what the platform, at least get some idea, so you're not getting flustered on the time of the interview or when you are trying to take the interview. Simple things like infrastructure can be a huge put off. Check your mic for ambient sound. Make sure that you have good lighting and you're able to present yourself in the best possible manner. And nothing worse than your notifications going beep, beep while you're trying to answer. So some very simple things, but trust me, on the other end, when the interviewer is looking at these suddenly become a very, very inflated issue. So you don't want to lose an interview for simple things like this. Now, during the interview, a few things, first of all, engage clearly, stay focused, but most importantly, listen, so that you are answering the question to exactly to the question that is being asked, rather than going round and round with a long-winded answer, which is just going to be a put off. So stay focused, engage, listen. You might want to create a list of your strengths and keep it on the side, so that you can pivot you can make sure that you talk about them during the interview and don't miss them out. Digital transformation is one of the most popular questions right now. So try to understand try to read about it. Just be aware of what digital transformation is all about. How is the virtual world working? And just be aware. Be prepared. Another favorite question that companies like asking is, what did you do in lockdown? Now, this speaks volumes. So you might want to prepare for these questions. Let's look at the jobs of the future and of today. You might want to avoid jobs which are repetitive, which are administrative, which are task-oriented, and have very, very foundation skills. So these jobs are going to be redundant and they will not be around very long. The top jobs that are in the market at the moment, we have marketing, like I said, digital transformation, data science, software development, project management. So again, not all of these are just IT. So, digital transformation is across all industries, marketing is across all industries. Project management does not really only mean about technology project management, and it's about being able to orchestrate and project manage even in the non-technical industries. I thought I will give you a little something just for you. We have created a link for all the participants, and it'll be there on the deck when you get it. We've created questions on Room, which is the video interview platform. So if any of you want to practice on what a video interview platform feels like, we'll be more than happy for you to do this, go through the assessment, and I'll make sure that my team gives you full feedback on what you can improve or where you can probably stress to crack that big interview. So it's available for you. Everybody is welcome. And I hope I'll see all the 113 people log in and use this. And we are more than happy to help. So just it's Brunel_ZOPA, and it's X0PA, so that you don't miss the link. And that's me. I'll be more than happy to help. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. If there's anything I can help with, to the best of my efforts, I will. And it's been a pleasure, and I hope we have some really cool questions now. I'm quite excited to answer those, Mona.
Thank you, Nina. It was really helpful and lots of insight about the job market. Yeah, I'm just trying to find out some exciting question that like, give me one sec. Yes, so yeah, so Joshua asked a good question. So do you think that so will jobs in recruitment be extinct due to tech? So what do you think, that because without tech knowledge there would be no job at all? Someone without tech knowledge cannot get a job?
If I understood the question correctly, that is the other jobs within the recruitment market going to be obsolete?
Yeah, I think that's a question. So will jobs in recruitment be extinct due to tech? That was a question.
Great question. Absolutely no, that will not be the case. I think what will really happen is a lot of the things that I showed you in the video and what is being done by the technology will augment the human actions. So there are certain things that will never go away from the human, so once the pre-screening, and so I think the recruiters will spend more time with the candidates. They will spend more, they'll be more engaged with the candidates. They will spend more time on the candidates that are relevant rather than spreading themselves thin. So I think in all, it's going to be good news for the recruitment market, because the recruiters are going to at least come back and give you a response, and you will not feel that it's got, your application has gone into a black hole. So I think, like I said, it's going to augment the machines, and the work is going to change. It's going to be more enhanced. It's going to be more, it's going to be better outcomes and more engagement.
Thank you. The next question was by Mutita. Sorry if I pronounce wrong. So what kind of skill do we mainly focus on in order to build it during working?
So there are two types of skills that you want to focus on. One is your soft skills, which means, the list that I gave, the 12 skills that companies are quite sensitive about and quite particular about. So things like you might want to kind of practice your soft skills in time management, prioritization. This also leads to project management. So how do you structure? How do you really plan? All of these life skills are now really important. Are you self-reliant? So do you know, even if you're not sitting in the same room as your manager, do you get up on time, or are you structured? Are you meeting the deadlines? And one thing that is going to dramatically change now is that companies are going to be much more focused on results rather than looking at your efforts. So you need to have that cutting edge approach about, so if I have a deadline, or if there's a result expected from me, I need to be very, very result focused. So that is on the soft skills. On the other skills, it really depends on what work you're doing or what job you're looking for, or so be very clear about, for example, digital transformation. Like I said, this is a cross industry. It's a topic that everybody should know. You should be quite technologically savvy. Even if you're not technical, you need to be quite technologically savvy, because you're going to be dealing with AI, you're going to be dealing with virtual interviews, virtual career fairs, talking to a bot and so on. So at least the basic, I think your digital skills are really, really important. So yeah, I would say those are probably the most important skills, Mona.
Yeah, thank you. Prashun asked that in this dynamic age, how can one continuously upskill and reskill to remain relevant to the market?
Great question, Prasun. And I mean, the fact that you are asking this question itself shows that, the awareness that it is something that is required, and that's a really big step. Once you're aware, you will want to kind of find sources which help you. There are so many online webinars. If you go through any of the university websites, there are tons and tons of online courses that are being conducted at the moment. I've attended quite a few of interesting topics and technology that I was not aware of, some programming languages and so on. And most of them are free, and world is at your doorstep right now, because you could be sitting in the UK and still doing a course in Stanford, or Brunel has a lot of courses. So I think it's really important to see the courses that appeal to you or are in line with the work that that you're looking for, so that you are one step ahead and ahead of the curve on this very, very fast changing industry.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. It's very important, and it's a very valid question that how you can keep on changing yourself. You cannot change that quickly, isn't it? It takes time. So, and the next question was from Amir. So, how is the process of job hunting impacted with the COVID-19, or what should be changed after the pandemic?
Yeah, that was my entire talk today.
Yeah.
Again, happy to share this. Like I said, plan, research, make the resume that works. Be aware of the technology that you're going to face. It's going to be a lot of virtual hiring. Please make use of the free link that I shared. Do the assessment, and I'll make sure one of our senior recruiters, give you a feedback on. They'll share the complete feedback on that. So, yeah, happy to share this slide deck.
Yeah, and I think Garnam also added here that the post-COVID job market has changed definitely, but we all have seen this. But however, this does not mean that businesses have stopped recruiting. So never give
Absolutely.
up. So keep on trying
Absolutely.
and following the rules you're saying, the steps you're saying. If they follow that carefully, I'm pretty sure that everyone could find something somewhere. So
Absolutely.
yeah, the next question was from Anha Islam, and where the participant is asking, most of the jobs nowadays requires years of experience, but as a grad, it is hard to have it. So, would you recommend still trying for those posts? So I think you covered this point during your presentation where you were saying that this tech knowledge is something that was not asked by the employers before that much, but it was still there. And these days, they might be asking you for new skills. So you have to see that which job is you are well, you can present yourself properly, and
Exactly.
you are already trained. So if you need to polish something which you already got, you can do it very quickly. Go for this type of posts because there are different types of posts available, isn't it?
Correct, absolutely. And also, look, I do not want to undermine in any way, and like I said, my son's in that stage of searching job. You cannot undermine how painful and how stressful job hunting is. It is a very, very stressful process. So do yourself a favor, plan well so that you don't get overwhelmed, and also make sure, see, your aim is to get the foot in the door, in your preferred company and your preferred role. So be practical. You don't want to apply for jobs which are where you have, because most probably what's going to happen is if you don't have what the job really looks for, nowadays AI is so precise that you are probably going to get rejected if you are not relevant. So don't waste your time applying for jobs which are not relevant to you. Be quite targeted so that your hit ratio is good and you feel good about it and you're getting a better outcome and getting shortlisted and practicing as many interviews as possible. So yeah. So I can tell you, I've been at the receiving end of a lot of applications, and people don't do a research and they literally just click and send the CV.
Yeah.
It's really not going to help, and it's only going to make life more stressful for you. So do your planning, do your research, and be quite diligent about it.
Yeah, thank you. And there was another question from Zihad, which was quite similar to this one. The participant asked, do you think that post-COVID talent management will be different than the current way companies manage new and existing talent? So I think if Zihad, if you follow the lecture given by Nina, you can see what's the different new things people are asking for, and you can get prepared accordingly. And I think there are a couple of students from Brunel and abroad. Some students are from BCom course, and some students like Tushar, Abeda, Adiba, they are from marketing background. So all of them are asking that what kind of skills or personality needed to be in the line of marketing, or what kind of job opportunities are there for BCom students, marketing major students. And I think Ketrua is from HR, and saying that are there particular skills or areas of knowledge within HR that you think will be more desirable for employers in the future? So marketing or tech training can help candidates to stand out. So what is your suggestion to those students?
Yeah, so marketing is again back on one of the top jobs that are being hired right now. And I would say focus on digital marketing. Non-digital press, paper marketing is obsolete now. So read up and understand about what digital marketing takes, understand about SEOs, understand you need to kind of, be aware of all the winning schemes when it comes to digital marketing. So focus on digital marketing. There is a lot of hiring being done in digital marketing space. So that's a really the good one. So what you want to make sure is that you develop the skills in the gaps that you don't have, so that when you get that interview, you are able to present yourself in all of those topics. So as far as HR is concerned, HR is becoming more and more business function than a cost or a like a support function. HR is companies want to make HR more result oriented, more target oriented, more business oriented. So even for HR, do understand that a lot of tools are replacing lots of repetitive work, a lot of manual work, a lot of record keeping and things like that. So anything that is repetitive or can be changed, you should avoid those functions. So within HR, I would say again, digital transformation within HR, understanding the tools and being able to kind of innovate with the tools that are available in today's technology is really, really important. HR is here to stay. It's never going to get replaced, but the jobs are going to change, so you need to be aware of that.
Yeah, thank you. And I think I'm conscious of time, but I'll still go ahead with three more questions. These are quite interesting. And for the rest of the participants, if you want to really get in touch with Nina, please feel free to do so. And if you need any kind of other information that how we are doing working with the industry and businesses, and if we could be of any kind of help in the national and at international market, please feel free to contact me or Ganam or any of our team members. Okay, so Morvena is our lovely colleague. She asked a question that we talk a lot in universities about student resilience, and beyond universities, the idea of personal resilience is growing. It's something that must be important to employers now, and you mentioned adaptability and resilience is a big part of that. But how do grads and the university lecturers demonstrate resilience in their CV? It's a really good question. I also want to ask this question, that how you can show, and I like in your CV, that you are quite resilient. And I think there is another related question from someone who is asking that when you look through applications, what makes you feel that the applicant is outstanding by just looking at the CV? So do you think being active about politics and about the environment would be the one, or what is that resilience factor actually? Yeah.
Yeah, a great question. And it's a very long topic, so I'm probably going to try and touch the ice tip of it. When you're creating your resume, ask yourself, so what? You know, okay, I did this. So what? So what? I mean, so the interviewer wants to know, so what does that mean? What does it mean to me? What does it mean to the business? So let me take a hypothetical example. Let's say that you said that, you are very aware of the global concerns and you like to do social work, okay, then you need to demonstrate on what have you achieved in that. Like, I went to so and so, I went to an orphanage, I taught some students. So point is that think, don't just think from yourself. You're not telling just a story for yourself. You want a story that is comprehends. So always think on the other side, on what the client or the employer is thinking when they read a particular paragraph. So always ask, so what? I did this, and this is what my achievement was, and this is how I contributed. So that then the employer is able to relate to the fact that, okay, this person has done a lot, let's say in painting or whatever, or Photoshop, or so we know we can use that skill. Don't write the resume just for yourself. Think from the other person's point of view.
Thank you very much. And my last question is the question posed by Ahmed, and he is from Oman, and he wants to ask that as part of its social responsibility, do you think that universities should have a kind of program that could help grad to connect easily with jobs before throwing them blind in the market? I think I would love to answer this question, because Ahmed, we are doing loads of things, and I will be really happy to discuss further with you that how you can include this type of business engagement in different modules, different programs. And like the way we invited Nina here, you can organize this type of events, share insights from the people who are recruiting in the market. And definitely university plays an important role, and that's why you can understand that I'm coming from finance background, so I'm not in HR, but we are really interested to know how the recruitment agencies are working, what the employers are asking, and how we can prepare our students for the market well. That's the main purpose. So I would like to thank all of you for, I know that I couldn't manage to ask a couple of questions, but I'm happy if you email me. I will forward that to Nina. And if you really want to know, that there was a question that someone with a language background wants to know what kind of job. So it is not possible to answer all questions during this limited time. And some of you are, I know that people in China is quite midnight now. So I don't want to keep you awake for a long time. So thank you everyone for your lovely questions and your participation. Please feel free to join us in our next event. And if you need a certificate, email me. We will arrange a participation certificate. But our main purpose is not to organize participation certificate, but to help each other to share their knowledge and to get insight from others who are experienced in the market. Some of you wrote me that you cannot access the link that Nina was sharing. So if you email us, I will send you the presentation slides where you can get the link, and feel free to be in touch with her. Thank you very much. Stay safe. And thank you, Nina, for your time and your sharing your knowledge. And hopefully people will be able to contact you in future if they need any kind of assistance. And I wish you all the best on behalf of Brunel University London, and hope to see you all soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Monomita and Gurnam, and it was a pleasure. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.